Hello everyone. So today here at the home of Invoq, we're going to talk a little bit about cutting techniques for the onion. And we're going to start off with a whole onion. Big chunky cuts. This we can use for broth, stews and stocks if we want to. It needs longer cooking time to cook out the bitterness of the onion. Next onion we're going to talk about is the coarse slice. So I'm going to slice it, but still there is some mass to the slices. Again, for your stocks and stews, beef stews, all the English cooking stews would be fine for this. And we're going to move on to the fine slice. Very thinly sliced. This we can use for our salads and sandwiches. Maybe just put it into a sieve and run it through cold water for a few seconds, just to take that edge of the acidity of the onion. Next onion we're cutting, we're gonna start with the chopping, and the dicing. So I'm just gonna halve the onion once again and just do 3 or 4 lengthwise cuts, and we move on to the dicing. So fairly big dice. This is very good for soups, next to carrots and kale, maybe in a soup. Maybe the most important one, we move on to the fine dicing. So at least a few slices across the onion here, and we're gonna do a lot of lengthwise slices here. And then as finely as we can do, but still controlling the knife, we're gonna do a fine chop here. And we use this for the pastas, for the risottos, where you want the onions to be small enough to melt into the dish. And in dishes where the cooking time is not that long. The last, we're gonna go to the extreme dicing here. So 4 or 5 cuts across, and then as fine as we possibly can. Might break up the onion a little bit. Do this a lot of times and you'll learn how to control the onion on your knife. And we go and slice it as finely as we possibly can. Use that knuckle on your middle finger to control the blade and control the distance of how much you move the knife through each cut. So this is what we use for the really fine sauces, like beurre blancs, béarnaises, where we don't want the onion to cook for very long, but we want it to melt into and release all that flavor. And here we are. So the difference between the extremely fine diced, the fine slice, the coarse slice, we have the finely slices here, the coarse slices and the whole chopped onions.